I be popping bottles and bottles of champagne.
I'm gonna post a review of the movie Dougal that was on Google.
Dougal's a great movie. You should watch it.
Yeah, Dougal? What?
Dougal? Never heard of it. Man, let me crack open this Mountain Dew Summer Freeze. The taste of the summer. Mwah. Give
Is
it
that
a
good?
kiss. Oh yeah, it tastes like a bomb pop. I found out there's a Twisted Tea Rocket Pop flavor. Why are they doing this? Why are they cooking us? Fellas, don't drink Twisted Tea whiskey or you're gonna beat up your friends in the basement.
And then you're gonna get kicked out of the basement.
That's right. Doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna get kicked out. Welcome to Smack Up.
Are we on? Are we on? Is this new up?
Yes, sir. We're gonna talk about this episode right now because this is a lot of garbage. I just had to deal with fucking Raw earlier. We're recording the same day, and I'm angry. We had to deal with fucking shit, and guess what I had to do? I had to wash it down with pee because this was awful.
I know that feeling, unfortunately. But thankfully, I don't have to watch Raw, so I cannot complain. Alright, we are in the February 10th, 2006 episode of Smackdown in Columbus, Georgia.
They said a fatal four-way contenders match for the United States Championship with Matt Hardy, Chris Benoit, or Christ Benoit as Peacock says, John Bradshaw, John Bradshaw Layfield. I can't talk today, and Orlando Jordan.
I'm gonna say, this episode as a whole feels like a go-home show.
Yeah, even though we got another episode.
This is the second time this has happened.
They love to do it. They love to sell you on the show, make all the matches, and then make you wait a week as you suffer.
Well, episode starts, we get a recap of Ray and Randy's feud. Randy challenging Ray for his spot at WrestleMania. They recap the Eddies in Hell bit. Then
Multiple
they
times
let
throughout
us
the show.
know. Yeah, they say it a lot in the show. Then we go on to the announcement of a Undertaker versus Mark Henry match, unfortunately.
I shiver.
But something decent. We do start with the Fatal 4-Way match. Number one contender for the U.S. Championship belt. It's Chris Benoit versus Matt Hardy versus JBL versus Orlando Jordan. Booker is apparently still injured during this time. He's still on crutches.
Yeah, he's just hobbling out to the ring still.
How could he get away with it? Match is okay. It's not too bad. Starts off, Benoit goes after JBL and Hardy goes after Jordan. Hardy trying to get a cover really early on. And JBL ends up just throwing his little ass out the ring. Jordan and JBL team up a lot in this match, going after Matt Hardy and Chris Benoit. Also, Ty, I don't know if you noticed this, Booker T does not shut the fuck up during this match.
No, he just keeps yelling about how they're all shit. And he keeps saying Orlando Jordan and JBL are still teammates. And then he got very confused when JBL kicked him, and he's like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, Booker T does not. That's like the kind of thing that made this match like bad. Is Booker T just won't shut up.
Yeah, but I would have fell asleep if it wasn't for that. he kept
keeps
me
talking. Some decent stuff happens in the ring. Benoit tries to get a sharpshooter on JBL, but he's too big. I think once again Taz mentions his legs are like the size of like tree trunks. This is like the second time I think Taz has said this.
I mean,
apparently, JBL is 335 pounds according to Booker T.
Holy shit! No, hold on. Wait a minute.
There's no way this is actually possible. I don't believe that
God.
JBL is 335 pounds.
I looked it up. I mean, he's apparently 300 pounds.
Okay, that's a fucking lot. How tall is JBL?
He's 6'6", so I mean it makes sense. He was a football player too.
Yeah, but that's still a lot. That's a big man.
Massive boy.
6'6", 335. Booker also claims he's a fighting champion. He's defending the belt all over the world.
Yeah.
So he says.
Okay.
Eventually, camera cuts back to Hardy. He's getting some licks in on Benoit. JBL slams Hardy's face to the steel steps. Jordan tries to steel pin on Benoit. Nothing too crazy really happens in this match. I mean, it's kind of what you would expect with all four of these guys getting in the ring. Don't really, unfortunately, get to see a lot of like the really good offense from Chris Benoit because it's not like a singles match. But really solid clothesline from Hell on Matt Hardy. He fucking killed him with that.
Orlando Jordan fucking sucks, dude.
He does.
Oh my god.
That's why I really like that JBL. So there's a moment near the end of this match. JBL tries to give Jordan the pin, and And this little jabroni thinks like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Yeah, I can pin.
And then JBL just kills him.
Oh. And he gets punted out of the ring.
Eventually, JBL breaks up a 3 count that Benoit had on Orlando Jordan. I thought they hit it at first because the ref like slams his body, and it sounded like the first count. I thought they fucked up a bit. I thought they fucked it up. Unfortunately, it's not what happened. But eventually, Benoit locks in the crippler on Matt Hardy. He taps out, finally putting this match to an end.
Thank God. The match went 17 minutes.
Yeah, that was a long match. I mean, it was
good.
okay. It was like okay. It did what it needed to. It's just not like anything super exciting.
Yeah, 3/4 of the match were really good.
Yeah.
OJ fucking sucks. He comes out to the ring, he fucking does the little circle, and then he hits it with a J at the end.
Yeah. No one popped for Orlando Jordan, and then they did his like intro real quick, and then it just immediately went into Benoit's, and like the crowd went crazy for it.
Well, yeah, because he killed his family, and they need to stop him.
So true.
So now we have Benoit versus Booker at the next pay-per-view. No Way Out.
Yeah, so Booker, this goes into probably my favorite bit on the show.
Well, it was kind of weird because the match just ended, and Booker just hobbles out and hits the promo backstage while like Benoit's still leaving. So all this happens while Benoit's still in the ring.
Yeah, like the match immediately ends. Like once it ends, like it immediately just goes to like all the backstage segments for everyone except Benoit.
Teddy Long and Booker are talking, and he's yelling, and Teddy's like, "You cannot. You're gonna defend the belt no matter what." And then Booker tries pulling out a fucking doctor's note, and Shermel's like, "I got it." He goes, "Nope, doesn't matter. You're still gonna fight." And he's so mad.
Yeah, he says he's giving him until No Way Out, which is in 9 days, so February 19th. No more replacements, no more substitutes. He says if you can't wrestle at No Way Out, you have to forfeit the title. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that should be a good match if Booker can actually fight. I don't know. Maybe he can. Maybe he's just joshing.
Cuts to a commercial, and then when it comes back, SmackDown is brought to you by Dougal.
By Dougal. Harvey Weinstein's Dougal.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Hit the vine boom. H&R Block and Burger King.
Oh. A little late on that.
The vine boom for H&R Block.
Yeah, Burger King also here. Welcome to Burger King. Have it your way. Get the Spider-Man Whopper. Don't go in the hospital.
Unfortunately, no egg sack in the Spider-Man Whopper.
Listen, if I can be honest with you for a minute, the Spider-Man Whopper makes the Whopper better because it had Swiss cheese on it.
Oh, so true.
That's pretty good. But anyway, Burger King
fucking time I had a Whopper
sucks.
that didn't help.
I hate Whoppers. I hate Burger King.
You a McDonald's guy?
Oh yeah, through and through. Give me a big old triple cheeseburger, and I will throw up after. Next segment is Bobby Lashley. Well, Bobby Lashley comes in later. We got JBL and Jillian and Crystal. I laughed my ass off because it just like cuts to Crystal going, "Hey, there's JBL," and JBL just walks back and goes, "Shut up!" Just yells at her.
Yeah, just extremely red-pilled JBL tells the woman to stop talking to him.
It was so mean. I couldn't believe it. Yeah,
but then he gets his comeuppance later.
Yeah, because JBL starts yelling about everyone sucks. He could have won, but Benoit got somebody else. He's like, this is bullshit. And Bobby Lashley's like, come on, fight me. And Crystal's like, yeah, you should. And JBL's like, come on, I don't want to fight you. Jillian's like, well, he accepts.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I guess that's how that works.
Uh-oh.
His image consultant accepts the match, so...
Yeah. Oh, I guess she's fine now because she wasn't there last week or the week prior.
Well,
and her face looks fine, healed up.
Thankfully.
And we cut to Eminem fucking humping the air, and Melina's just like, "Come on, boys, let's go out and beat them guys up."
I guess they're
like,
supposed to be making fun of Matt Hardy here. I don't really know.
Matt Hardy's just chilling there. He's very sad because he can't ever win. And Melina, even though he did win. He got a DQ win. It counts. And Melina's like, hey, you suck, Matt. But if you were with us, you'd be good. Just think about that. Matt Hardy's just like, I don't know. Nah.
Yeah. She was like, you're this close, and now you got nothing to show for it. And she says, Matt Hardy's like, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm not a part of like a winning team? And she's like, well, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Matt's not into it.
I'm really glad this didn't turn into anything like sexual,
Yeah.
because I probably would have cringed really bad.
Again, we don't need that anymore. Batista already hit the quota. Mark Henry is gonna go to Raw and ask John Cena, "What if it was you that I was kissing?"
On the lips.
Speaking of Mark Henry, he's here. He shows up with Josh Matthews and Daivari, and Daivari just starts yelling, "Hey, I'm sick of this. I don't want to be around Kurt Angle anymore. I hate Undertaker. I give my left hand." He just starts screaming at Josh Matthews. I mean, it's deserved. Josh Matthews a fucking punk, but Mark Henry, you know,
Yeah,
he
Daivari
just says some stuff. Oh no! There was a big moment. He fucking gets really close to the mic. Or not the mic, but the camera, and he's just all face in the camera. He's like, "I will get you, Undertaker."
Yeah, this was like a weird bit. Daivari's like, Kurt's only there because of me. He's only champion because of me. And then Henry says Kurt can't beat him, and he knows it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Mark Henry remembers the Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. No wait, that
where
didn't
Kurt
happen.
beat him.
Not in this universe.
And then he says he's gonna take out the Undertaker.
Woo! I'm all in. Thank you, Mark. I love Mark. Let's go, Mark. Fuck Taker.
I agree.
All right.
But 51 days until WrestleMania.
Yeah,
We're
Peter
almost there,
Gabriel
guys.
loves Raw Down. He doesn't like Smack Up. I don't know
Fuck
why.
that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Got a non-title match of Eminem versus Brian Kendrick and Paul London.
I had two really good moments here.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So Cole, he announces the return of Saturday Night Main Event.
Oh yeah, and
Coming back on March 18th.
Yeah, we're going to the Cobo Arena in Detroit. I remember that being a big deal back in the day.
This also would have been before, what is it, maintenance in the Cobo Arena.
Yeah.
'Cause I think that was in 2010.
How the hell are they running shows in Cobo in 06? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't understand it.
Why you say that?
Because I don't know, it wasn't really that like good. They have like Ford Field right there. They had Comerica. They could have went to the Palace.
That's the best I could get, I guess.
Cobo Arena.
Taz says he remembered watching Saturday Night Main Event back in the day.
Yeah, so it was a thing back in the 80s and 90s, like late 80s,
Yeah.
early 90s.
No, I know that. It was just like weird hearing it.
Well, I mean, you know, Taz is pretty old.
Yeah, that's true.
This match was fine. For the people in the ring, you expect a lot more, but there wasn't a whole lot to it.
Michael Cole says London and Kendrick are one hell of a team on Velocity. And that killed me.
Well, once we get to Velociheat, we will talk about everything there with the lovely Naram and Joe of Smack Up and Raw Down. We're gonna get that. That's gonna be a feisty show. We're all gonna yell at each other.
Another interesting moment here when Melina calls out, there isn't like really a match. It's an open challenge. London and Kendrick come out though, and Taz is just like very cool. He just says very cool.
Very cool. Well, yeah, because it should have been Gemini.
It should have been the Gemini.
Then I would have woke up for this show. Maybe we'd get like a 5-star match, but this is like a 1. It didn't matter. It was nothing to it. These guys could do a lot better.
It's all right. We'll see him on Velocity though.
Oh, Eminem does pick up the win though.
Yeah, by some ref interference.
They had to
Melina
do it.
distracts the ref. And a tag is made from London and Kendrick's side, but since I guess the ref never saw it, he's like, get the fuck out the ring.
Yeah,
Get out the
Melina
ring.
starts yelling at a fan or something because like they were talking shit. And like, yeah, but we have the belts. As they walk away. Okay.
Yeah. The other thing that didn't make this match that much enjoyable is, again, it's if you've watched any match that has Melina somehow involved in it, it's just her constant screaming.
Yeah. Yep. Ah!
And later on, when during the Randy Orton town hall here, we hear it again in the form of a fan. But we'll get to that. But speaking of Randy Orton, Taz and Cole announced that Randy Orton will set the record straight, whatever that means.
After we get back from Japan.
Yeah, this was okay. I was not expecting this. Like, I think I watched some of the episodes that they had in Japan. I don't know if it was from 2006 or not, though. I think it was like 2005 or 7, maybe. But I was not expecting this. So seeing like Rey Mysterio, and he was like, "I'm on the streets of Akihabara." I was like, "What a weeb! What a fucking weeb!"
They just showed them being in Mexico, and it being like super respectful, and then they talk about Japan, and they're showing like kanji in the corner, like flying around, like, and they're like, "We're in Japan,"
Yeah,
And
Rey
then Mysterio
Mysterio
gets
on
up
the
in this Asian man's face and says, "Say West Side, say West Side, say West Side." He's like, West Side."
yeah. I can't imagine like being like a salary man in 2006 Japan, and I'm trying to just buy like my favorite anime girl figure, and suddenly this Hispanic man just comes up to me and he's like, "Say West Side."
Say West Side. And you're like, It
I'm
cuts
just
to
trying to
an
I'm just trying to buy
Eminem.
Pokemon cards, man.
These two men dress up as Eminem, and they're like,
The, the Eminem cosplay was insane.
that was insane. If we're on video at any time, I'm gonna pull that up. Just look at these pictures. Listen,
Yeah,
that's
if
all
you guys
they.
have
That's all they
never
did.
seen Eminem, Mercury and Nitro were wearing some fucked outfits here.
Oh yeah. What else was there? Fucking JBL says the insensitive Godzilla again.
Oh God, he says the Japanese refer to him as wrestling Buddha.
Wrestling Buddha. That's. Oh, this shit
I
sucks,
wanted
dude.
to reach into my computer and strangle JBL.
Lashley says like, "I'm happy to be here."
Yeah, it's very just like I've never been to any Asian country. I'm happy to be here and to be wrestling in front of the Japanese people.
I think it's very funny
It's
that
very respectful.
Kurt Angle says some stuff about like how happy he is to be in Japan again, and then it cuts to another Kurt Angle segment. He's got a French flag, and he goes, "They accepted us. They loved us." And I'm like, did they film something else in France, and they just edited it into the Japanese bit to say that they were beloved?
I don't know. I guess we just need to watch like this. Like, what is it? Like a house show? I guess.
Oh,
I guess we just need to see if we can find it.
yeah. Who knows? But yeah, give that segment a watch if you can find it.
It's a crazy segment. Just hearing Rey Mysterio say, "I'm walking the streets of Akibara," was Rey Mysterio walking the streets of Weebland. Like, it's just crazy.
And we got the Randy Orton setting his what was it, setting the record straight, setting his enemies straight for all this shit.
Yeah. So Randy Orton, he's setting the record straight because everyone keeps talking about what he said last week about Eddie Guerrero. He says it's caused a stir, and he tries to talk about it, but he's like, you know what? Just watch the tape, run back the tape. So they replay that clip, and when it
Again.
cuts back, yeah, it's like the third time it's happened, by the way. But when it cuts back, Randy Orton's gone.
I laughed so hard. He's gone. I'm like, wow, he didn't set the record straight. Okay.
Yeah. Taz and Cole, I thought that was it. Like, I thought, okay, they're moving on. But then his music starts, and he doesn't come out. It takes like 10 to 15 seconds, and then he comes out in a lowrider. So when he comes out, Taz says Randy Orton is an embarrassment to SmackDown.
Is that true?
Well, I'm sure Randy probably felt like that
Randy
because he did not like this whole bit.
Randy says Eddie Guerrero sucks and that he was not a good guy. Here's his book.
Yeah, he says the bottom line is that he didn't really mean what he said. He says he doesn't really know if Eddie is or isn't in hell, and he doesn't care. He just said that to get under Ray's skin so he could get what he wanted.
Oof. That means I got some backlash for that right then and there.
I don't know why you'd really want to piss off Rey Mysterio like this badly, and he learns why at the end of this segment. He says he just wanted to piss him off so he could put up his spot at Mania on the line in a match, and that worked perfectly. So he says that No Way Out, he's going to beat Rey Mysterio to go to WrestleMania. And he says he doesn't care if it's Kurt Angle that he has to fight. He's going to beat whoever of those little jabronis that it is, and he's going to become the champion. And then when he says, I know what you're thinking, well, why the lowrider? So he says, I'm going to make a point. And he wants people to know what an awful person Eddie is. So he said he's no saint. He's got the proof right here, and he holds up his book, Eddie's little book. I've never read it. Ty, have you read it?
Yes, actually. I got it from the library a long time ago.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's a good read. He talked about like his like rough upbringing and his like drug addictions and like alcoholism. He had a tough time.
I've heard of it. I've heard that
It's a good read.
Eddie had like a rough life.
Yeah.
But I never read it.
Yeah, it's a
But
good read.
you know,
Check
thankfully,
it out.
Randy Orton's gonna read a little bit of it to me.
Hell yeah.
He says, "Let me read you a few words." But then Rey Mysterio comes out and beats the dog shit out of him. This is actually like a pretty cool segment. Ray just fucking explodes on Randy Orton. WWE or security, they try to hold him back, but Ray throws one like into the crowd.
Yep.
He gets Randy into the steel steps, or not the steel steps, the post, and he just drop kicks him. I guess you can say he hit him against the steel steps or the post, but
Yeah.
apparently it knocks out Randy Orton. He has to get taken to the local medical facility.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was a good segment.
That's good. It was like the one good segment of the show. There's there's some little high points.
Are you saying you didn't like Booker freaking out that he has to go and defend his belt at No Way Out?
That's really good too. That was like the two high spots. But again, we're getting on the roller coaster ride because we're gonna go right back down to the cruiserweight title match.
Man,
Gregory Helms and Nunzio.
This was a stinker.
What do I even say about this? There's not a whole lot to it. They just do a lot of rest holds. There's a lot of just nothing. This shit sucks. I want Kid Cash back. Bring him back. Oh, but there he is. And he's standing there the rest of the show. He's just standing there watching.
He just comes out like licking his lips and rubbing his hands together.
Helms had a really cool move, though. I like the Shining Wizard.
I do, too. I like the name of it as well.
Yeah. I remember using that in Smackdown versus Raw.
There's a good bit. Oh, which one?
Oh, Shining Wizard.
No, which Smackdown versus Raw?
Oh, shit. I think it was 07. Yeah, it was 07. Because that must have been around this time. This match only went like 4 minutes. There's nothing to it. Nunzio did what he could. Helms
nothing really
shit.
good happens. There's some good commentary here. Taz says no knock on Raw, but when you come to SmackDown, you got to step your game up.
To what?
Well, I mean, if this is stepping your game up, I would have hated to see Gregory Helms in Raw. He says Helms look better here, so
give me what I want. Give me Jimmy Wang Yang. That dude fucking rocks.
We're getting there, right?
I hope so. I hope soon, because this shit is awful.
Apparently, Ty, SmackDown was the #1 show from adults ages 18 to 34, men ages 18 to 34, and I think the adults 18 through 34 and the men 18 through 44. I think if I looked at that, it would be the exact same percentage. And teens.
Okay. What else was on?
Right.
What are you gonna watch on a Friday night?
In 2006.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna take a quick look. What was on TV? You can watch America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh hell yeah!
There was 60 Minutes on CBS.
Okay.
Desperate Housewives. Smallville.
You can watch Grey's Anatomy.
I forget. It's 2006. Kind of was the time Smallville was still pretty like a new show.
You got Grey's Anatomy. You got.
Got King of the Hill.
Yeah. Are these all reruns?
Deal or No Deal, and Dateline NBC.
You got 1 versus 100 on NBC.
Seventh Heaven, The Simpsons, American Dad.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's like some decent stuff here, but I guess I can see why SmackDown was the most watched.
Yeah.
Or no, this is Sunday I'm looking at. Hold on.
Yeah, you're on the wrong day, pal.
Okay, we got Grey's Anatomy.
Yep.
America's Funniest Home Video still. So the George Lopez Show. Oh, come on.
Men in Trees.
Nanny 911. You know what?
2020.
Never mind. They were not cooking on Friday.
No, on Friday they were not cooking. You
can
watch Deal or No Deal.
You can watch 2020 and National Bingo Night.
Oh, thank God. National Bingo Night
during
was
late spring.
You know.
I guess this was late winter, so it would have been 2020.
Yeah.
And then if we're looking at Fox, it would have been Trading Spouses. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot this was a show.
You were in the thick of it at that point.
Yeah. Not a lot of good stuff cooking here.
No.
So I guess I can see why SmackDown probably was, especially if you were like a teenager at the time.
We get to the next segment, and it's one of the most
this was horrible
segments you'll ever see. Go watch it because it is a fucking trip. It is awful. So this is the February 10th episode, 2006. Look up like Palmer Cannon and the Juniors, Mr. Kennedy, Paul Burchill, because it is insane. So we got Palmer Cannon. He's welcoming us to the CW because we're on the CW now. No more UPN. Welcome.
Yeah, they got off that. They got off that shitty network.
Yep. We're gonna get the Codyverse soon, bringing it back.
Only what, like 6, 7 more years?
Yep.
We're getting there. We'll be there eventually, guys.
He welcomes in the juniors, the junior division, and they all just come flooding in, and they all start grabbing shit. And he goes, "What was that guy's name? Super Porky."
Yeah, he says Super Porky
Got the
and
ham.
his ham.
Yep, and he starts eating ham, and then you hear Mr. Kennedy, and Kenny comes in and he says, "Hey guys, what's up? I'm happy to be here." And then just screaming, everyone's screaming, and then you just see like a sword pop up, and I thought, is this gonna be like a fucking another just junior cutting through? And no, it's Paul Burchill.
That's what I thought. I thought it was another junior.
Paul Burchill here, dressed as a pirate, and he just says hello, hello, and leaves, and that's the whole segment. And I felt like I was on fucking drugs or something, because Jesus Christ, that fuck me. That was awful.
If you ever wonder why do we say Vince McMahon's going to hell, it's for stuff like this.
That and the Eugene segment from fucking Monday. Oh,
Well,
go fuck yourself, Nick Dinsmore.
speaking of the junior division, we actually got a junior division tag team match with Violencia and Octagoncito versus Masarita Sagrada and Suki.
Masquerada Sagrada is actually really, really, really damn good. If they actually gave these guys any sort of time, it probably would have been the best match of the show.
I mean, even last week, Octagoncito and Suki were not
awesome.
bad.
They're great.
For what it was for a WWE, and I'm going to say this was a comedy bit for them.
Yes.
Not like a real, hey, go put on like a match and, no, this was just like a comedy bit. And for a comedy bit, they put on like a good match.
Valencia being 5'2" and being labeled a junior or a little
God.
person is so fucking disrespectful.
Yeah, because isn't Rey Mysterio only like 5'4"?
5'5".
Yeah.
What the fuck are they cooking here?
Taz says Valencia is too big, and Cole says he's a cruiserweight.
Yeah. Why is he here?
I don't know. He's like, I get it, he's short, but Rey Mysterio is not that much taller than this guy.
Well, Finlay comes out and he's angry, and he's not even much taller.
God.
I mean, look how much fit Finlay is.
There's not much happens here. I mean, there's like a few like tilt-a-whirls or some arm drags in this.
All right, Finlay's 6'2".
Okay, yeah, he's kind of big.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he's like older and he's like kind of like hunched over looking.
No, but this one says 5'10". I'm gonna believe that because
yeah, that sounds more believable.
I like spreading misinformation.
Well, that's not misinformation if everyone believes it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match literally only goes on for like 2 minutes. There's like some offense made by both sides, and then just Finlay just comes out and kills all these guys.
He hit Suki with that crazy move, the Celtic backbreaker, and he went like head first.
He really fucked him up. It was pretty funny, but probably not funny for Suki.
Yeah, that's so disrespectful, man. Why even implement this division if you're just gonna have Finlay come out and kill him? Unless that was the whole bit.
Like, it's not like he's like, I hate little people.
He just wants to fight.
He just comes out, kills these guys, and then he's like, I don't care who you are or how big you are or how small you are. I came here to fight, and then he just leaves.
Yep.
Like, what is the point of this? I feel like they just probably paid Finlay like a bunch of money to come back.
He was like a roadside producer for a long time, even after he's done with this run. But like, he came out of retirement to do this shit.
They must have given him like a ton of money and like realized like, oh shit, and we're like, okay, let's just try to get as much as we can.
No, he was a producer. He was he was a road producer, and he gave that up to do this shit, and then he went back.
Why? Okay.
Because he's cooking, dude.
Well, they're gonna be cooking in hell for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, this then leads us into
Booker.
a Undertaker vignette.
Oh, is there Undertaker vignette? Oh,
yep. There's an Undertaker vignette, and then it leads us into my favorite things about this like era of SmackDown, and I guess WWE in general. It goes eventually into the No Way Out pay-per-view, and it shows like a match card for the matches.
Oh, it's so bad.
And we get the bad PNG pictures of all the fucking people wrestling.
Why did they bring that back?
Yep, it shows a bad PNG picture of Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker. And then it does the same thing for Randy versus Ray, Lashley versus JBL, and then Booker versus Benoit. Just bad PNG quality pictures. I love it.
I still don't understand. It was so bad the first time, and they did it a second time. And I hope they do it for Mania.
I hope so too, honestly.
Can we get like Tom's Custom to do shit like in this style? Because this is the worst.
Speaking of No Way Out, though, they mentioned this earlier. I forgot to say it. No Way Out is sponsored by Subway.
Woo!
Come in today and experience the great taste of a fresh kosher sandwich from Subway.
Kosher.
Thank you, Taz.
It's kosher?
Yeah, you get
Is
the
the tuna
meatball
kosher?
sandwich.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
You get the chicken bacon melt.
What was it the Italian
Yeah.
BLT? Fuck Subway. I love Jersey Mike's. Put that
Jersey
on
Mike
record.
very good.
Jimmy John's
You know what's
is a
even
tube
better,
and
though?
hack.
Firehouse.
I never had I had Firehouse once, and it was for like a coupon, and they said, "All right, I'll see you next year," because they knew I was only in there because I had the coupon.
It's very good. I think you should try it more.
Booker T
Or
and
you can just-
Charmel are just scared because
This is
they
a
open
dumb
up
bit.
they open up their trunk, and there's just worms and like
Is this-
mold, and they just run away. I don't get it.
Yeah, and they like turn around. Okay, this part pissed me off. Like they're like trying to like find the boogeyman. So they open the trunk to their car and it's just filled with worms and dirt and piss and shit. And they like turn around to look, but they're still like very close. Like they're standing right next to each other. Like an average husband and wife do.
Mm-hmm.
And they like get scared. And Booker almost hits Charmel with his crutch. Like you're standing right next to each other already. It's probably not the boogeyman.
No. They don't even set up a match between these two guys. Like what's the feud here?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out
They're
later
future
or
proofing
not.
this shit. They're like, oh, we had this cooking the whole time.
Yeah, just like how Randy Orton, Booker T still owes him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they'll come back to that someday.
No, they forgot because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He wants the world heavyweight.
No. They'll come back to it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, tell me about
Hey.
this main event though.
Okay, well, it's time for the main event. And we got Mark Henry versus The Undertaker. And some interesting comments here I want to mention from Dave Meltzer around this time on Mark Henry.
Oh, give me.
He says, I can see the future of Mark Henry, a 2-minute match at the Royal Rumble. It can't possibly go on any longer. And then see ya. The 10-year contract expires this year, and I don't think Vince has forgotten 1 second of the duration or dime that he's paid this man. That will be the end of Mr. Henry in WWE. Henry climbed, and he's talking about like a match that happened earlier that we've reviewed already. Henry climbs on top of the steel cage match, beats his chest afterwards. Yeah. Dave Meltzer did not predict the future of wrestling.
No, that was a or he had a good career after that.
And Mark Henry is still relevant as he's employed by AEW now. So, suck it, Meltman.
Yeah, get his ass. No,
He doesn't know that it's time for the main event.
versus Undertaker. I almost fell
Yeah.
asleep. I just
This
watched
was
it 2
dog shit.
hours ago. I'm probably
Mark
why I'm
Henry
not
isn't.
so high energy for this show because I was so tired after the show.
Mark Henry is not dog shit, but this match was dog shit.
Oh my god.
And I blame the Undertaker.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so Mark Henry comes out. He said he's going to do the same thing to the Undertaker that he did to Batista. He's going to take him out of action, and we're going to have to watch the Undertaker's arm surgery or whatever.
Please
live.
no.
He comes out, and Tez. This is like the 4th time they've mentioned it, that the Undertaker and Henry have never fought each other. Match starts. It's nothing crazy. Taker goes. It's just 2 big guys. Taker goes for a headlock. Henry eventually throws him off. Taker tries to go for a shoulder tackle, but it just doesn't fucking work. Henry just stands there and is like, get that shit away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Headlock to Taker, but he ends up getting out of it. Pretty big shoulder knockdown on Undertaker from Mark Henry, though, which I kind of pot for. Anytime the Undertaker takes a hit, I always go crazy. He gets throws down. Taker goes to the ropes. Pretty interesting, pretty cool thing, I guess. He tries to do like a little like slide out the ring. Or he tries to like attack the Undertaker while he's on the ropes, but Undertaker just kind of like does the Joey Samoa thing and moves out the way.
Mm-hmm.
and fucking Mark Henry just like flies out the ring like in between the ropes. Not like a great match, but I thought that was just like a pretty cool spot.
Yeah, that match sleepy.
It then cuts. It goes to commercial, and it just comes back. Henry's attacking the Undertaker. I don't. This is just like a. I understand like why it was like this on TV. I feel like for Peacock, and I don't know if they have the old recording still of the whole match, but I feel like they should just probably upload the full thing. It's very jarring when they're like doing one thing and then it cuts to a commercial and then comes back somewhere else. It's just a gripe I have with Peacock and the WWE because they probably just are very lazy. Comes back, Henry's attacking the Undertaker, and Taker eventually reverses it, throws him into the steel steps. Taz says this is vintage Undertaker.
Oh, fucking, there was a spot. Henry was just laying on like the apron, and Undertaker hits him with an elbow, and Michael Cole freaks the fuck out.
Yeah, this happens.
He's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And Taz's like, what? He goes, he hit him with the elbow to the skull. That's a classic Undertaker move. Like, what do you mean?
This happens like immediately after this. He ends up getting him onto like the apron, and he gets his head like kind of coming off it. That's where he says like it's vintage Undertaker. So we get some kicks to Henry's head. That's where the elbow comes in. They say specifically the point of the elbow.
The point of the elbow to the skull. It's a classic Undertaker move. If you guys remember all the classic Undertaker matches and you watch all of his like highlights, just keep a lookout for the point of the elbow to the skull.
Yeah, that's the one where he takes him to the leaning tree.
Mm-hmm.
Taker then gets onto the apron as well. We get a leg drop on Henry's fucking stupid face. We get the bit of Taker walking the ropes later on during the match. Running knees to Henry. During one of these attempts, we get the bear hug in on Taker. This match, like, guys, I'm telling you, there's not really a lot to this. There's a Daivari ref distraction as any, like, Fed main event or Undertaker main event match. Some bullshit happens. I think there was, like, a good bit where, and maybe I'm thinking of, a better match, where someone got thrown into the steps. Like, they just completely, like, combust. Maybe I'm thinking of, like, a whole different match, because I was just so bored watching this.
You're dreaming of better spots as you're watching it.
Perhaps.
Yeah, like, maybe I did this in 2K.
Thankfully, this dog shitter of a match ends. Daivari calls in Mercury Nitro. Yeah, I don't really.
It's 13 minutes.
Daivari gets chokeslammed, which is pretty funny to watch. Mercury and Nitro end up attacking the Undertaker from behind, but Taker gets the drip on him and tries to go for a chokeslam to both of them, but Mark Henry attacks him from behind. Kurt Angle comes out to no music, which is weird. We didn't get his ECW.
Woke me up. Yeah, he started throwing everyone around. I got excited.
Yeah, German suplex to everyone in the ring except Undertaker. Eminem, Mark Henry, Daivari, they all leave. And as they're leaving, the ref grabs the belt and tries to give it to Kurt, but the Undertaker just takes it and he just gives it to Kurt.
Okay.
Very weird. And then Teddy Long comes out and he says, "Now hold on a minute, player." And he says, based after what he saw tonight, it will be Eminem and Mark Henry in a handicap match with Kurt Angle and The Undertaker. 3-on-2? I don't really get it. But that's what happens.
I'm just tired.
This feels like a go-home show.
It feels like I'm ready for a nap after this one because this sucked. I had to watch Raw earlier. That episode, like, if you check out Raw down up here, like, I was hyped because of how bad it is. But this one, I'm tired about how bad it is because I wish SmackDown would be a little bit better.
Well, at least we're almost at the pay-per-view.
I'm having No Way Out, just flashbacks.
Do you remember it? Was it bad?
I don't remember exactly, but I just remember a couple. I mean, that JBL match is gonna suck. Maybe he'll get squashed. Maybe we'll just get a little quick one. I'll get excited because Lashley's awesome. But before that, we still got the handicap match.
Oh Lord, this was a bad episode of SmackDown.
Very sleepy episode of SmackDown, and you got napped up.